A very warm welcome to Tech Mining. Now that you have gone through the necessary basic concepts about Oracle Apex, let's start the thrill. Follow the steps performed in the video to create the bare bones of your application. In order to develop the sample web application in Oracle Apex, you must first create a free workspace on Oracle Apex server. A link is provided in the description on how to create the free workspace. Enter the credential comprising your workspace, username, email address and password you entered while creating your workspace, in the sign-in form and hit the sign-in button. You as a developer will use App Builder to create and manage applications and application pages. The App Builder homepage displays all applications in the current Oracle Application Express workspace. When you select an application to edit, the application homepage appears. Use the application homepage to run, edit, import, export, copy, or delete applications. On the App Builder page, click the Create icon to create a new application. This first new application option will create a new database application containing multiple pages based on database tables. A database application is a collection of pages linked together using navigation menus, tabs, buttons, or hypertext links. On the Appearance page, select a theme style, or accept the default Vita option. The Mega menu renders application navigation as a collapsible floating panel that displays all navigation items at once. By default, the App Builder process creates a home page for your application. In the Features section, click the Check All link to select all listed features for this application. The Features section provides application-level functionalities. In the Settings section, accept all the default values. Here the application ID is a unique numeric identifier, which is generated automatically to identify your application. In the default Apex Accounts authentication scheme, users are managed and maintained in the Oracle Apex repository. The schema drop-down list contains the name of the schema you are connected to. Click the Create Application button to complete the process. A progress bar will appear on your screen and the application will be created within seconds. The application will be created with some default pages, including Global Page, Home Page, and Login Page. Using the two buttons, View Icons and View Report, you can get different views of this interface. You can see the ID and the name of your application in this interface. At this stage, if you want to modify properties of your application, then click the Edit Application Properties button. Click the Delete button to delete an application. You will use the Create Page button to create new application pages. To delete an application page, open that page in Page Designer, and select the Delete Page option from the Utilities menu. On the Database Applications page, this pencil icon is used to edit the application. Click Run Application button. Type the same username, your email ID and the password you entered earlier to access the development environment and click the Sign In button. The new browser window will show the home page of your application. This page is also created by the App Builder. At the bottom of this page, you will see a horizontal strip displaying different options. This strip is called the Developer Toolbar and it appears whenever you run a page during the development phase. The App option takes you to the App Builder page, where you can select a different page to work on. The Page option in this toolbar takes you to the Page Designer to edit the current page. The Sign Out option under your ID helps you exit the application. Recall that while creating the application you selected all admin features. When you click the Administration menu option in your application, you see an administration page that lists all the features you selected while creating the application. We interact with many databases in our daily lives to get some information. For example, a phone book is a database of names and phone numbers. A database can simply be defined as a collection of individual named objects, such as tables, to organize data. In Apex you create data-centric web applications that are powered by Oracle Database. In this step, I will walk you through to create database objects interactively for the sales application you just created. The application will use 5 tables to store information: demo states, demo customers, demo product info, demo order, and demo order items. These tables will be generated interactively, that is, without writing any SQL code, with the help of built-in wizard. In addition to these tables, some other database objects, such as sequences and triggers, will be generated automatically to handle data in these tables. Execute the following steps to create the first table named Demo Customers for the Sales web application. This table will be used to store profiles of customers. On the first wizard page you provide a name for the new table and information about its column's name, type, precision, scale, and not null. This information specifies that the first column in the table named Customer ID is a numeric column that will hold IDs of customers. By placing a check mark in the Not Null option, we specified that it is a mandatory column and must have some value. Input information of other table columns as shown in the video. The values in the scale column specify the number of characters each column will hold. Use the Add Column button to add more rows to the form. After providing the column information, click Next to proceed to the next wizard step. The next wizard screen titled Primary Key collects information about the primary key of this table, which is a column in a table that uniquely identifies each record and prevents duplicates. From the primary key options, select Populated from a new sequence. As you click this option, 3 additional fields pop up on your screen. Accept the default primary key constraint name. This is the name of your primary key constraint to uniquely identify each record in the customer's table. For primary key, select Customer ID from the adjacent list. This is the column that will act as the primary key to uniquely identify each record in the table. Accept the default sequence name. A sequence is a database object which generates unique integer values automatically in the background. Press the Next button thrice, skipping foreign key and constraints wizard screens. On the final Confirm screen, click the Create Table button. The table will be created and its definitions will appear on your screen. Click the SQL tab to see the auto-generated SQL statements for this table. The trigger, BI demo customers, created for this table will be responsible to auto-generate IDs of customers with the help of demo customers sequence object. Repeat previous steps to create another table named Demo Product Info. As the name suggests, this table will store information about products that will be sold to customers. Besides number and varchar 2 column types, this table is using the blob type, binary large objects, which is an Oracle data type that can hold up to 4 GB of data. Blobs are handy for storing digitized information, such as images, audios, videos. This type can also be used to store document files like PDF, MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and CSV. We are also using a timestamp type to store the date when a product image is updated. Click Next to proceed. Select the Product ID column for primary key. This is the column that will uniquely identify each product in the table. Click Next. Skip the foreign key and constraints wizard screens by clicking the Next button. On the final screen, click the Create Table button. After creating the parent tables, let's create two more tables, Demo Orders and Demo Order Items, to store customers' order information. These two tables will have a master detail relationship. The Demo Orders table will act as the master table to store master information, like order ID, customer ID, order date. The Demo Order Items will be the child table for the Demo Orders table, and it will store line item information, such as product ID, unit price, and quantity. Select the Order ID column for primary key. Click Next to proceed to the foreign key screen, where you will create a relationship between demo customers and demo orders table. This wizard screen collects information about foreign key. A foreign key establishes a relationship between a column or columns in one table and a primary or unique key in another table. Here you are establishing a relationship between the demo orders and demo customers tables. Accept the default name for the foreign key constraint name. The default Disallow Delete option will block deletion of rows from the customers table when they are utilized in the orders master table. Move the Customer ID column to the right pane. This action specifies that the Customer ID column in this table is a foreign key and has a reference in some other table. Click the References table column, and pick the Demo Customers table. All columns from this table will appear in the referenced column. Move the Customer ID column to the right pane. Here you are telling Apex that this is the column in the Customers table that will be referenced by the Customer ID column in the Orders Master table. Now the two tables have a relationship based on the Customer ID column. Click the Add button. The details of the foreign key constraint will appear on the page. Press the Next button twice. Then click the Create Table button on the Confirm screen to create the Orders Master table. Create the Orders Child table demo order items of your application. This table will be used to store line item information of each order placed by customers. Click the Next button, after providing the column information. Select the Order Item ID column as the primary key column for this table. And click Next. The demo order items has two foreign key references, Order ID and Product ID. So you will create two foreign key constraints on the foreign keys page. In first one you relate this table to its parent, demo orders. For this relationship, you selected the Cascade Delete option, which simultaneously removes both parent and child records from the two tables when you delete an order. After selecting the Order ID columns from the two tables, click the Add button to create the foreign key constraint. The next step will be executed on the same page to create another foreign key reference. In this foreign key constraint you are creating a relationship between Demo Order Items table and Demo Product Info table using the Product ID column, which exists in both tables. Enter the name of this foreign key. Select Disallow Delete for Delete option, and select Tables and Columns as shown in video. After that click the Add button. A new foreign key constraint will be added just under the previous one. This constraint will prevent deletion of those products that are utilized in customers' orders. Click Next button twice to skip the constraint wizard screen. Click the Create Table button on the final screen. Create the final table demo states. This table will store states information and it will be associated to the customers module to store each customer's state. Click the Next button, after providing the column information. On the primary key screen, select the default No Primary Key option, because this table is not going to have any primary key. Click Next. Skip the remaining two wizard screens by clicking Next twice and create the table. After creating the database tables, our next move is to interactively add some seed data to these tables. This task will also be performed via wizards and built-in features of Oracle Apex. Execute the following steps to first upload data to the demo customers table. Download source code from video description. Open source code, Part 2 folder. Select Demo Customers CSV file. By selecting the existing table option, you are informing that you want to upload the CSV file data to the existing Demo Customers table that you need to select from the provided table list. Once you select the database table, Oracle Apex will automatically map the columns. Click the Load Data button on this page. A message should appear on your screen. Data in table Demo Customers appended with 7 new rows. Click the View Table button to browse the data. Repeat previous steps to upload the data to the remaining tables using their appropriate CSV files. This video introduced some of the important basic concepts of Oracle Apex. Besides the theoretical stuff, you were guided on how to request a free workspace. You also created the basic structure of your application with some default pages. You also learned how to interactively create backend database objects and populate tables with some seed data. In the next video, you will create the building blocks of your application through Shared Components Wizard. Thanks for watching.